Hi there. So today's problem is get maximum in generated array. So we are given an input of an integer n, and what we are going to do, we are going to fill the array of size n and return the value which is maximum in the array. We basically gonna have an array of size n. Here our size is 7, so indexed from 0 to 7, and we have to fill the array with values and have to return what is the maximum value as the output. So there are rules to fill the array. The first, if you look at the rules, the index can be represented as multiple of 2. So if it is an even number or a multiple of 2, then the value is nums of I. And if it is an odd number, then the number can be represented as multiple of 2 plus 1. So the value will be nums of I plus nums of I plus 1. So let's see. This is the example given in our problem. So nums of 0 is 0 and nums of 1 is 1. This is a standard value we will assign. From 2, we are going to calculate the nums from the previous values, that is from nums of 0 and nums of 1. So if you look at the even numbers, that is 2, 4 and 6, it is quite easy to find the index, that is 1 is to 2. 2 is represented as 1 into 2 and 4 is represented as 2 into 2 and 3 is represented as 3 into 2. Sorry, 6 is represented as 3 into 2. So there is a easier way to find that particular index. Here for index 2, we have the value nums of 1. So here this 1 can be represented as I by 2 because there is a 2. So 2 by 2 is 1. So if you observe 4, 4 by 2 is 2. So here we are taking the values of nums of 2. Similarly for 6, 6 by 2 is 3 and we are taking the nums of value 3. So by this we have easily gonna get the value of even integers. So coming to the odd numbers or odd indexes, the index can be represented as I by 2 plus 1. So here nums of 1 we represent as I by 2. Here nums of 2 and nums of 3. How do we represent the next number? That is I by 2 plus 1. That will become nums of 1 plus 1. Nums of 2 plus 1 is nums of 3. Nums of 3 plus 1 is nums of 4. So this is how we are going to calculate our even and odd indexes. So let's take our first example, that is 7, which has index from 0 to 6. Let us fill the values 0, 1. So next number is an even number. Here we are going to calculate I by 2, that is 2 by 2 equal to 1. So here goes the nums of value 1. So coming to the next number, which is 3, which is the odd number, I by 2 and I by 2 plus 1. Here I by 2 is 2 by 2 plus 2 by 2 plus 1. That is 1 plus 1, 2. So we are going to take 2 by 2 is 1, nums of 1 plus nums of 2. Here nums of 1 plus nums of 2 is 2. Going to the next number, that is 4. 4 by 2 is 2. 4 by 2 is 2. We are going to put the nums of 2 value directly to 4. Here we are moving to the fifth index, that is 5 by 2 plus 5 by 2 plus 1. So since it is an integer, 5 by 2 would be 2 plus 2 plus 1, that is 3. So we are going to add nums of 2 and nums of 3. So nums of 2 and nums of 3 adds up to 3. Again we are moving to the sixth index. Here 6 by 2 is 3. Directly going to put the value of nums of 3 to 6. So finally when you see 3 is the greatest number or maximum number in the array, so we have to return 3 as our output. So let's go to the coding page. As we explained this example, moving on to the coding part, we are first going to declare an integer array nums to calculate our number values. It is of size n. So we are going to declare another variable max to calculate the output. We are going to iterate. Before that, we are going to declare nums of 0 as 0 because these are the default values given in the problem, and nums of 1 is 1. So what if n is equal to 0? There is one condition, n is equal to 0. In that case, if n is equal to 0, then return n. So because n is the greatest value in the array. So now we are going to iterate from second index because we have already assigned values for 0th index and first index. Since we are going to give less than or equal to n, let me increase the size of the array by 1. So now nums of I, we are going to check first whether the number is an odd index or an even index. So if it is an even index, then nums of I is equal to nums of I by 2. Else nums of I is equal to nums of I by 2 plus nums of I by 2 plus 1. So yes, now we calculated the array inside the for loop. Now inside the for loop itself we are going to calculate our maximum. So every time it inserts a new value in number array, it is going to calculate and store the maximum value out of the numbers. So now let's return the max value.